Welcome to Moto Mindset of Successful Thinking. Moto short for motivation. The true outcome of having a mindset of successful thinking is having an unwavering expectation of successfully achieving a predetermined goal, knowing that the outcome is supposed to happen. We're here right now with Derwin Davis, my brother from another mother, a guy that's actually definitely encouraging to me and inspiration to me. So I thought it'd be important that we bring him along to actually encourage everyone on the Most Moto community. The Most Moto family will definitely be blessed by what this man has to say. Today, we're going to talk about the importance about relationships, who you surround yourself with. Why is it important to surround yourself with the right individuals to help you go to the next level? But first, we're going to get to know a little bit about Derwin, AKA people that may know him as Meatloaf. Is it okay to call you that?
Man, absolutely.
Because, when you know folks, you always go by what you knew them in the past, So in regards to like nicknames, things like that, that's the good thing about getting to know a strong man like him and to be able to have a personal connection with him. So I can call him Meatloaf. Now, people that might be at your church may not call you Meatloaf. They call you pastor.
I hope they never meet Meatloaf.
They never know. So Meatloaf was off the chain. See? So, but that's why we got him here today. He was in town, so I said, hey man, I would love to be able to get with you and you encourage and edify the Most Moto community, but most of all, being able to hear from you, being able to see someone. We talk about the importance of relationships all the time. We sit with each other, we talk with each other, we encourage each other. So being able to have that happen is a good thing. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on and what you're doing today.
Again, before we even get into all that, I want to thank you, Troy, for being a great leader. We've been having this Most Moto platform for mindset of successful thinkers, and we've been giving individuals tools and resources that they can increase and learn from others. And I think that right there in itself is to be commended.
I'll give him his check later on. But I'm just playing now.
You did pay me for that. But I appreciate your leadership, and I really appreciate you adding value to other individuals' lives. But on this topic of relationships, you and I have been knowing each other from college, man.
For a minute.
That's actually been now almost 15 years.
Yeah, straight up.
And so that relationship has went from literally infancy of our career to now we both have families. You got two beautiful children. I have a beautiful wife.
Yes.
And then you got your Boonopolis.
Boonopolis, you know about it. I've been talking about that for how long?
Boonopolis from the years that you
everybody know
Caprices and
that's
everything
it.
else.
That's it. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Cut off jeans, cut off shorts and stuff. Sweatpants. That's when you really know somebody. When you can go back and just say, "I remember when." That's a blessing to say, "I remember when." Hey, if you really know somebody, do you know Troy? No, I know Troy. I mean, I know him from cut off sweatpants, cut off t-shirts, and just looking a hot mess. But we're to a new level.
So all of those things really encompass what we're really going to talk about today, because relationships are more important than ever before. I had to think about it in this standpoint. The only thing that God gave us outside of what man created, like a mirror, was water. And he refers to water as a reflection, like a man looking into a mirror. Yeah, he can technically see himself. That's what looking into the water or the word is. But outside of that, you don't get a chance to see you unless someone else around you is able to watch you and see you. Yeah. And so, but people see others as they see themselves. Yeah. And that's why it's important to be around positive relationships, because you're going to have people that see things in you, see things that shouldn't be in you, shouldn't be on you. Thank you. That's going to challenge you to grow. And relationships are huge, man. You need to have people that got you when you don't have you. Right. You need to have people that see the best in you, that's going to draw some things out of you, and it's not going to move unless you literally have the relationships. That's important. But guess what? Relationships is also one of the most expensive things to manage. Yeah. It takes time. It takes finances. It takes forgiveness. It takes toughness to work through relationships. That's why many people don't have successful relationships, because relationships are one of the most expensive things that you can do, and you just can't pay it with one currency. Right. It takes multiple investments from multiple different streams, and I'm not necessarily just talking financially, but it's gonna take your commitment. It's gonna take your intellect. It's gonna take your heart. It's gonna take you willing to admit you're wrong. It's gonna take, and I'm not just talking about necessarily intimate relationship, but these are business relationships. These are friendships, where you got to be willing to let other people into your life to see the good and the bad to grow.
The key thing you said, mirrors. You mirror what you around all the time. Say bad company corrupts good character. Then what about the good company benefiting the good character, right? Because like you said, that when you look in the water, it reflects back and show you what's going on. So when you look into the closest friends around you, it's going to reflect what's going on with you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why it's important to be around those right people. But I like the idea when you said about currency. Time was one currency we talk about a lot now on Moto. That's one of the most important currencies that people get the same amount of.
Absolutely.
24 hours is what everybody's going to get. Now, what you do with that currency is what's going to, work its way out. I mean, so if you spending time with individuals that's not going in the same direction you're going, then you're actually wasting that currency right there.
Right.
If you're around people that's trying to see you grow, then you benefit. That currency is actually now compounding and getting interest on it, right?
Absolutely.
But before we get to more of that, tell us a little bit about why you've been in the ministry and thing like, well, it don't really about ministry, just been an entrepreneur. Because you're a teacher, literally. You got like 4 or 5 jobs already. So you teaching, you're a band instructor, right? Tell us a little bit about the music thing, all that stuff.
So I'm blessed to lead in multiple different organizations. I call it, I'm kind of quad vocational. I'm the pastor, senior pastor, Pleasant View Baptist Church.
Hold on, slow that down. Look.
I'm the senior pastor
yes.
of Pleasant View Baptist Church of Covington, Georgia, pvbcga.org if you want to go and visit that. I also lead at Dutchtown High School and director of choral music and department of chair for fine arts. I run my own business. Everything can be seen with Derwin J. Davis. That's DRWIN JDavis.com.
Yes.
And then I serve as dealing with counseling and different leadership and consultancy to other professionals. And so even though I do a lot, and I'm used to working in 4 different industries, in the sacred industry, in the educational industry, even doing some work in the legal industry, and of course the music industry. Some know me from my musicianship.
On that organ, killing it. I mean, all that.
At my core, I am Derwin Davis, who help people win in life.
Thank you.
That's, I believe, but that's why I was created by God. I can work in different career fields because that's my one thing that I stick to. My goal is to help people win. Yeah. But you can't help people win without building relationships. The other thing is, I have learned that you can do more with a relationship than you can with a bank account. Yeah. You can
take it back one more time. Listen to what he just said. Say that one more time,
please. You can do more with a relationship than you can with a bank account.
Oh, man.
I would rather have a relationship with 5 influential people than have $5 million.
Because I also realize that $5 million may be within them. They help you get to where you want to go.
They may have 20.
There you go. Do you hear that?
They may have access to different things, and it's not just about getting things, but they may be able to move, and people may do things for a relationship that may not cost them $1. Yeah. They may have influence in a different area. And so relationship is so important. It's throughout this year that the Lord has allowed me to really see the value of relationship, from going through personal crisis, from dealing with growing a new church. Pleasant View is a 165-year-old church, but me being the new pastor at Pleasant View for under 2 years in leadership, you got to build relationships. Yes. And then you're building relationships with new individuals. For me, even developing things in career is building relationships. Yeah. You must understand that relationship is more valuable, because a person can pick up a cell phone and do something in 10 minutes with the right relationship that it may take you 10 years to develop.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they used to say the statement, it's not what you know,
it's who you know.
Who you know.
There you go.
That is true, but it's also who knows you. Yeah. There are some people, as you build quality relationships, that your name is character, is trustworthy.
Yeah.
That because of the positive relationships, people will do things for you based off of relationships that they may not do for someone else. And so that's how you treat people. How you treat people that's definitely beneath you. And I don't say beneath you because everyone is a human, but if you may be in an organizational chart where you may be a senior manager or owner or so on and so forth. How do you treat your employees? How do you treat the waiter at the restaurant? How do you treat the bellman? You know, how do you treat people that you may not necessarily that may not be on your same social economic, that may not necessarily be of your same racial makeup, that may not be on your same educational level. Definitely how you treat others above you.
Yeah.
These things about relationships are huge. Are huge.
Yeah.
They used to say this statement here. They said, if you want to know anything about a school, going to my educational side, is find the janitor. The janitor and the secretary know everything out of school. It's not a high-paid position, but you know why? That person has to build relationships with everybody. In the building. And that's the key. That's the gatekeeper.
Right.
That's going to run anything.
Yeah.
And the person that can learn how to build positive relationships with different individuals of different spectrums of influence and maintain a positive relationship. Because some people can start a relationship, but then their character is flawed. They're gonna damage it. People don't want to be bothered.
But good, look, what you just said though is that it's not about who you know, but how many people know you. Because you may know a lot of people, but then when your name come up to other folks, they may not want to be bothered with you. You know, you may have a certain individual that say, "Oh, I know about so and so." "Oh, yeah, I know about so and so." Yeah, I know about it. So it's not. I like that. It's not about who you may know a lot of folks, but how many people know you. When you walk in the room, do they see the mirror of positivity? They see the mirror of being successful mentally, because what we talked about before, success is all relative to the person. So you can have as much money as you want, have as much materialistic stuff as you would like to have, but still be miserable, still not be successful. You're building the mountain of stress, the mountain of a nightmare rather than an American dream, right? Because you got a lot of different things going on. So now you're actually stressed out rather than full of bliss and happy or joy. But go ahead. So before we go back finish what you want to say.
There's something else I learned. This interest abounds in the absence of partnerships. Think about it.
No, I'm thinking about it.
If you could partner with other individuals, you could go after a business deal, or you could go after something that you don't necessarily need alone.
That's true. Yeah.
If you have partnerships, you could do things faster, quicker, leverage everyone's strengths, and mitigate the weaknesses.
Yeah.
And be effective. Get in there, do the deal, make it happen. But that's based off what? Relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that we're in a relationship crisis.
Yeah.
On all four fronts.
Because people might know this person, but they don't know. They don't know or like that individual they talk to.
Or it's hard here because when we deal with relationships, you know, we talked about this mirror.
Yeah.
If you don't see yourself as a worthy person or of value, you're not going to build relationships with other people because you feel inadequate.
Yeah, true.
And some people don't build relationships with people because they don't think they have value themselves.
So, Moto, mindset of successful thinking is a community full of individuals that want to encourage and edify those around them.
Absolutely.
So, to show that you're not the only one going or encounter a lot of things, right? If you're not the only one going through certain things, you know, oh, well, so-and-so went through this or so-and-so is going through that. Let me reach out to the individual and build a healthy, strong relationship and build a strong mirror, right?
Definitely.
So, finish that last thought. Go ahead. You know.
Even with that, the whole premise of that is you got to build a relationship with you, so that you can effectively build a relationship with others. And if you can't build a relationship with you, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you need to work on? Are you okay with you? And dealing with the healthy part, it's going to be hard to relate to other individuals because when you get around people and they're that mirror, you should get around people that make you check you.
Yeah.
Because like when you walk in front of a mirror, you see something out of place, you go.
Yeah, exactly. Straight up.
You see something else, So that means you should be around people.
Like when we in front of the camera, we doing this.
Yeah.
we get everything straightened out.
If you're around people and when you get around them, they don't make you straighten up. They don't make you get your stuff together. They don't make you. It's not a less than or thinking that someone is better, but you should be in an environment where people challenge you to fix yourself.
Yeah.
To say, hey, this is out of place. You should be in an environment, okay, I got to get myself together. Because that means you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
When you're going somewhere, you check the mirror more times than you do when you just chilling.
Yeah.
And if you're going somewhere in life, you should be around people that make you check you. Okay, we finna hang out with Troy. You know, I got to have the positivity today. I can't speak negative. I can't be thinking, okay, I'm going through this. I'm going through that.
Right.
But guess what? This is not an environment where we're going to hit at it.
Do you hear that?
They're not going to talk about that. I've been blessed this year to make some relationship with a lot of successful people. What I have learned is that they do not talk about negative things, even though it may be going on. They talk about concepts, ideas, relationships, how they're going to necessarily build out of it. It may be hell and chaos. They're thinking about a strategy. They're thinking about a victory, how to overcome. I don't hear much negativity. There's a certain socioeconomic level, there's a certain relationship level that when I get into those rooms, the negativity shuts off.
And that's all about the relationships you got.
And so I had to learn how to check myself. That guess what? I'm complaining too much.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was complaining too much. And guess what? Because I wasn't saying it necessarily verbally. I was getting around other people and they were sharing their thoughts. And where I was complaining in my thoughts. When I got around people.
Mentally.
Yes, when I got around other people who were sharing their thoughts verbally, I realized I'm thinking about the wrong thing.
So look, KRS-One, I mean, sometimes these hip hop guys can actually be some motivational, intellectual folks in general. KRS-One was talking about how you can communicate without even saying a word.
Absolutely.
Like you actually can be talking without having to say anything.
Absolutely.
So you're talking about negativity before you even said a word. And that's why it's important that we renew our mind every single day. That's biblical right there.
Absolutely.
We renewing our mind every single day. But let's go back to the fact that, so you got into doing ministry, so you got these other jobs. Each one of them actually correlate into one.
Absolutely.
You're impacting people every single day. And not only that, you're impacting young minds first. And then as you're impacting adults as well, but you're impacting people every day. I understand from a successful individual, some success. I listen to a lot of motivational stuff all the time. And it was talking about how if you want to actually be successful, it's also talk about relationships. You need to help someone else get somewhere. Oh. If you want to, you're actually becoming more successful without money yet. I mean, I'm all about the tools of having funds. But you're being successful by you helping other people get to where they want to be. Because the more people you help, the more they're going to want to help you and help you get to where you want to go.
A wise man said, if you can help people get what they want, you can have everything you want. But it's not about getting what I want.
Yeah.
It's about adding value.
Yes.
If you can't add value to a person, why are you existing?
Why are you existing?
No, seriously.
Yeah, and that's either negative or positive. I mean, you just because negative you're going to get away from, so that's value to you.
You should be adding value.
Yes.
You should be adding value to an individual, and so that's one thing I've learned from relationships. That successful people value their relationships by people who add value. You stay around if you add value. Now, here's the thing about this: pouring into other people. It adds value to me, even though I may be giving them value.
You know why?
It gives me a chance to learn. It also lets me know that a lot of things that I've went through and experienced in life are not for me. It also necessarily lets God know that things can flow through me. And it allows me to teach the future. And what I mean by that, teach the future is you have to give people things for where they're going. I'm learning that so many people focus on what's going on right now. Why fix right now if you're not going to stay there long?
Why fix right now if you're not going to stay there long?
If you're growing and moving, do we really have to fix where we're at right now? If we're going to leave this room that we're in right now in 10 minutes and the room falls apart, do we really need to fix it if we're not going to be here?
It's like selling a house. Selling a house for a cash offer. Someone call you and say, hey, the garage man say, hey, look, that thing is It's about to be sold
so
for
many
cash.
times we're putting so much time and inventory into things and places we're not going to be.
Yeah.
And so you need to, and so that's one of the things I'm looking at is putting value into where people are going.
Yeah.
And building relationships. The other area of a lot of things that come into this is because I'm looking at how do I teach a student? How do I teach a member and feed them the things that they're gonna need 5 years from now? And I know that may be different because most people are so concerned about right now.
I mean, but let's
right
go.
now.
But so that's one thing I talk about is about the importance about taking care of today and not worried about tomorrow or yesterday. So that comes down to a biblical stance too. But like you said, if you're putting so much inventory in that, like I got to make sure this is because tomorrow, what if you're not here?
Well,
there's
some things that you do need to do today for tomorrow.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, if I want to seed, well, let's just say it this way. If I want to harvest, I have to sow a seed.
Yeah.
Or I got to plant or cultivate something today.
Yes, that's true.
For tomorrow.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So when we're saying tomorrow, there's some things you need to be doing now.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
For your tomorrow.
Right.
And if you're focused on that, you're focused on relationships that's going to help you grow to get there.
I like it.
You're not so much focused on relationships that are negative that's going to hold you back or different other things. It's a total difference.
Yes, it's true.
And so that's one of the things that's really been in me of teaching students, not necessarily giving them, the curriculum I'm using now, but I'm a real strong proponent of John Maxwell. 21 laws of leadership, 17 laws of teamwork, because I expect my students to be running companies and running businesses and different things. Yeah, we use it. We talk about the seed today, but this is for your what? Tomorrow, as well as pastor. Teaching the people of God the word, yes, to help soothe the pains today, but his word is an investment. He's the parable of the sower. You get what I'm saying? He sows a seed. He also gives a talent. He's expecting a what? A return.
Yes.
So he's going to give you something today.
Yeah.
But if you're not around the right people with the right relationship, you may end up burying your seed today, and then you're mad that you ain't got it tomorrow.
And negative about it. Mad about it. Upset that, I've been doing this and doing that, but then like you said, you've been speaking negatively before you even spoken. So the mirror that you're putting around you is other negative individuals. So it's all important about bringing the positivity there. And that's why I want to make sure I had the time as I break bread to get to talk to my brother every single day or as much as we can. I would like to always make sure that I spend time with him as we grow with each other. Because one thing he mentioned, is that in the past, when he first went into ministry, don't try to treat me differently because I'm the pastor. Man. Don't just call deacon, pastor, brother, reverend, doctor. You try to be all this extra. He said, no. Be real with me, just like we always been, because that's the type of relationships I want to have around me is genuine people. Henry Ford said, before you get to that point, Henry Ford said, I have 22, I think he said I got 50 degrees or something like that, because he didn't finish school. And they said, how do you have 50 degrees? He said, because I got individuals around me that know different things, so I can always touch and pull from those opportunities to get to know these, need to know what I need to know. You know what I'm saying? But he wants genuine people around, so.
I think that happened to me, man. When I became a pastor, I would go around certain families and certain people, and as soon as they would introduce me as pastor, the people would,
they whole mentality change.
And I understood from one perspective, this was a sign of reverence, because you should show respect, and it was a way of honoring God. But I also saw it as possibly a sign of phoniness, because one of the reasons why some people can't build relationships is that they only want people to see their good and not their bad. And true relationships is about knowing all of you.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Coleman. I'm glad you said that.
Because you need people that can handle your positives and your negatives. Yeah. That's the polarity. And that's where so many people mess up or become so depressed, because in life you got both, the positives and the negatives. And I would rather meet you and know that's you and know where you at
before you even say pastor, your whole idea change. I'd rather know you up front. Like there's certain political people that we know about. I'd rather know you right now than you be sheeped up.
Because I can take I take that as you showing me your truth.
Yes. Yeah.
And not giving me what you want me to do.
Right.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And I understand that if you're gonna if you want to change and realize there's something wrong, because I'm not saying that the man of God being around should change your presence and so on and so forth, but it should be just a show just for me, and then you go back into your other
exactly
place.
Yeah, straight up.
And I think we miss the true authenticity of positive relationships, man, because you need bros that got you your good and your bad.
Yes, definitely.
I believe that the only people that really mitigate the bad and get to deliver or have people that know.
Exactly. Say, hey,
everybody ain't got to
Derwin,
know.
come on now.
But
Me, come on now.
Exactly. See, like you gonna be.
Yeah.
So there's different things that you and I can have a conversation about.
Absolutely.
Because we know the positives and the negatives, and the negatives doesn't change the positive.
That's the relationship.
That's the relationship.
Yeah.
The understanding between those, that the man and the pastor, yes, they are two, but they are one.
Yeah.
But as being the polarities, you got to have people around you that can understand both. Now everybody don't have that.
Yes, it's true, man.
And that's where some people mess up.
Yeah.
Because they only try to deal with one side.
Yeah.
You need relationships that got both.
And then so when you see a pastor, someone that say, follow me as I follow Christ, right? If you know someone, a relationship that you have with them, they were to go through things. You don't just stop and say, I told you, look at this. He want another pastor to fall or this person to do this. And what it is important is that if you got genuine relationships there, say, let me help rebuild.
If you have
Let me help
relationships, there's some stuff you won't be in.
Yes, right.
Because they'll see stuff.
Yeah.
And check you on stuff. Or guess what? You can call and deal with that stuff before. And even if it does go down wrong, you still got some folks who got you.
If you know somebody, you can hear it in their voice and say, something wrong with you. That's the building, right?
Yes.
So before we get ready to end this thing off, I want you to, what would you like to encourage the Most Moto family, the community, in regards to relationship? I mean, we done talked a lot about it. We done said the same thing over and over, but your last final thoughts, and then also tell us one more time where you're preaching at and things like that, so when people in the area, they can go check you out.
The most important thing is you are great. Regardless of what you may think, if you think differently, there's greatness in you. And someone needs a positive relationship with you. And you need to focus on building quality relationships. It's going to bless you. You may be building a relationship today that you may not even realize how valuable that relationship is down the road.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times that the Lord has allowed people that we met years ago to cross paths.
Yeah.
And get things done. And I want to encourage you to go the extra mile and build quality relationships. If you don't have effective friends, I would say something is wrong somewhere, and deal with that. Get help, whether it's through ministry, whether it's through counseling, and get into a place that you can build and be relatable to people. God said it in His Word. It's not good for man to be alone. We are relational creatures, and when we can build positive relationships, and I'm convinced that your life will change. You got to have relationships. Yeah, you got to have relationships.
Got to.
And relationships become so much more important when you're excelling in your career and your family. You just gotta have relationships. The person who can build quality relationships is a person who's gonna win. Because you can't win by yourself.
At all.
Winning is a team sport.
No, yeah, you can say that. You pull yourself by your bootstraps, but then
show me a person win by yourself.
Hey,
show me one.
I can't even think of one that you can see them win by themselves, but you don't know the people that's behind them to get there.
Dude.
Yeah.
You win by yourself. What stage you walking on? Somebody set it up.
Yeah. Oh man, look at that. Yeah, that's true. And
you
then
you win by yourself.
Yeah.
So you made all this money. Who pressing the buttons at the bank? One error.
Look at that. Look at we done got past the whole point about who helped you pull. No, into the small things. the bank teller, the whoever,
There's
anybody.
no such thing as winning by yourself. There's no such thing. I understand we say people are self-made millionaire. Absolutely. You may have determined inside of yourself.
Yeah.
Regardless of your outside forces to make it.
Right.
But you had to build some positive relationships. It's impossible. It's impossible to be great without relationships.
Tell them, I said, man, I'm sorry, Derwin.
You good, man. We're good. We got a relationship.
But tell them where you preaching at, please, so they can hear this type of stuff on a weekly basis.
I am the senior pastor of Pleasant View Baptist Church in Covington, Georgia. We're a growing church. The Lord has been exploding our ministry. Listen, you can go to PVBC, that's Pleasant View Baptist Church, PVBCGA for Georgia.org. Again, that's PVBCGA.org. The service times, directions, all those things on the website. If you want to connect with me personally, Derwin J. Davis. That's like Derwin Davis on the Game television show. Some of you know that. It's DER, win, because I help people win in life. DerwinJDavis.com. I look forward to connecting with you. Troy, this is my dude, and I'm so excited about everything that God is doing for him. Literally, man, we used to dream about this stuff
all
when
the time.
when
we were roommates.
We were roommates,
12, right? About 12 deep.
12 deep in a house playing Monopoly.
Yes.
And making stuff happen.
Relationship.
And I'm so excited about where we've come from.
Yeah.
What we've had to do. But most importantly, we still got a relationship.
Yes.
And
we've been talking about Boonopolises for a long time.
Right.
Now we got our Boonopolises now.
Right. And we got the relationship that keep us from tearing up with our Boonopolises.
Absolutely. You see that? That's when you know. Let's show them slowly what that. See, that's how you come in with it. But hey, look, Most Moto, mindset of successful thinking. Moto, short for motivation. I thank you all so much for just being a part of Most Moto. Being a part of a community that's wanting to see other people succeed in life genuinely. Want to see people succeed and help each other grow. So thank you all. Be blessed today. Remember, change your life, but most of all, change yourself. He just mentioned that. Change your life, change someone's life, but most of all, change yourself. Work on yourself first so you can actually be a benefit to other people. Be good.